just make a wish, make it happen. Howdy, howdy. How is everybody doing on this Thursday, I believe? I think it's Thursday. Hey, Michelle. We'll give it a couple minutes, let some people come in, and then we're going to finish up this pendant that we started on yesterday. Hi, Beth. Hope you're doing good. So, Ryan is off in Price getting his taxes done, which will be good. We'll get a little chunk of money to survive for another day. Oh goodness, yeah. So I went ahead and polished it and set the center stone in it, and this is what it looks like so far. We'll get those other stones put in there. Oh, still in New York. They've been having kind of crappy weather up there, haven't they, Beth? So we'll get these guys in here and see how it looks. I think it's going to turn out to be pretty nice. Hey, Cody. Thank you. Let me let's see. Put that in the chat, and then we'll pin it up there. If anybody wants to come in and read the chat or whatever. There we go. There it is. Okay. That's good. And a snowstorm coming Friday. Oh, God. Hey, Rise Up. How are you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We're finishing up on a... There's Michelle. Yay. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I still got the brain fog from the cold or whatever I got, but it's getting a little better.
We've been lucky, no colds or anything, so
Wow.
No COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. These friends of mine got it again for the second time. It wasn't bad. It was just like a regular, 2 or 3 day um, virus, but this thing is nasty, man. This COVID.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to say that on YouTube. They'll come in and do something to me. I don't know. I can't keep up with everything that's going on YouTube. I have enough trouble getting out of bed and getting over here and doing my thing
Just
for
a
an
second.
hour.
Just a second. I got someone banging on the door.
Oh dear. That usually happens when you go live or you're talking to somebody. So anyway, we got 5 people in here. We'll get over to this other camera and start putting this thing together and see how it looks.
Okay, back. It was a cat banging on the door.
Oh my gosh.
Wanting in.
Let me in. Okay. So, uh, there. So this is what we got so far. We'll get some
Your
rest.
stuff just amazes me.
Pardon me?
I said, your jewelry just amazes me.
Why?
I don't know, it's just so pretty. I wish I had that
Okay.
kind of talent.
Well, it, I don't know. I think it helps when you have a passion for it, that you
Yeah,
really enjoy doing it. And, I, you know, the part that I enjoy is seeing people's faces when they see something that I've made. That's what I really enjoy.
yeah.
The joy that it brings to other people. I just think that that's cool that I can bring a smile to somebody else's face.
Yeah.
That that does my heart good.
Hi, Linda P.
Hey, Linda, we are. Let's see. Got this here. There we go. Trying to get this. I'm glad you guys talked me into a pendant instead of a ring on this. That's a lot better.
It just looked like a pendant as soon as you showed it
Yeah,
that yesterday.
yeah. As it evolved, it did start very much looking like a pendant. That's um, that's what I see when I say it's talking to me. I may have
Yeah.
one idea for it, and then as I go along, it uh, it changes my mind. Cody, why don't you come in here and talk to us? Tell me what you're doing with your jewelry. She does silversmithing too. She just
Oh,
started back at it. Yeah. So there she is. Boy, I didn't have to twist her arm, did I? You didn't
no.
have to twist your arm very far. Hi,
I
sweetie.
already had this. I had already clicked the StreamYard link. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Uh,
Hi, everybody.
well,
Hi.
good. I'm glad you came in. So, how's your jewelry coming along?
It's getting there. I'm still missing a lot of things. I didn't realize how many things I was missing until I had some pieces that weren't identified. Like I know that it was either sterling or sterling filled,
Uh huh.
but it wasn't labeled, and so I had to go back through like 2.5 years of orders to look them up
Yeah.
because a lot of them, the site that I got them from doesn't sell them anymore.
Uh huh.
And as I'm running through the invoices, I'm like, wait a minute, where's that? Wait, why
Yeah.
don't I know where that is? I'm like, ah.
Another rabbit trail.
Yeah. So I have a lot of copper that's missing. I had gotten some pre-made copper bands, like rings,
Uh
so that
huh.
I could, because some people like copper rings. I can't wear it personally because it turns my skin green. unless you put a
Yeah.
coating on it, which wears off and you have to reply it. But some people don't have a problem
Right.
with it, so and it's a less expensive metal to practice on.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I had gotten a lot of copper, and all of my copper's missing.
Oh goodness. Well, it's there somewhere.
Yeah, it's here somewhere.
It's like my shop. It's here somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can see, for the people that can see behind me,
Yeah.
um, totes and boxes, and I thought when I moved in here that I had made sure all of the containers with my jewelry supplies were closest to me.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I did not. Because I've gone through everything that I can reach. Of course, it's hard I can't just jump up and start pulling things out of the way. There is the
You can't. Well, what
no,
the hell?
yep, falling
What?
on everything is not the way to find things. So my nickname is Eileen, and I lean all the way over until I hit the floor. Um, but yeah, we're eventually going to be moving all of this storage unit facility that I live in into the smaller room, which will be the storage room. So as we do that, I'll be going through everything,
Yeah.
and then I'll find everything I'm looking for.
Yeah. There you go.
But I have been, I sorted through a bunch of cabochons because Willow had sent me like a Ziploc bag of cabochons and focals and different things. So I was sorting through that a couple days ago, and I found some really, really gorgeous cabochons in there. I'm like, ooh,
Very nice.
um, yeah. I can't identify all of them, but I know they're pretty. I'll
Well,
identify. I'll identify. Huh?
sometimes that's all you need is just to be pretty.
Yeah. Well, it's like I can identify it to the point where I know it's an agate. I just don't know which one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you hold it up to the light and it's translucent. I mean, you can see through it, but it's brown and blue. Like,
Oh,
yeah, it's almost patterned like a moss agate, but not. I don't know. It's really pretty though, and I can't wait to make something. It's gonna look gorgeous in silver. But I've been going through some of the cabochons and like getting those little drug baggies out and piecing together like the blank and the backing and the little bezel cup and
yeah.
a stone and putting it all in a little bag so I won't go in there and be like, okay, what the hell was I gonna make and with what?
Yeah.
So I've been making little kits for myself
Well, that's
so
good.
that once I get organized and can clear off space enough to work again, I can just
No, I'm
grab one
glad
of the
that
little.
you're feeling good enough to, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
there are some days I just don't have the energy, or my knee will be killing me, or and
yeah.
it's all I can do just to get in the wheelchair and get out and take care of the dog, and then I'm like, I want to go back to bed.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sandy knows it's not a good idea to work with fire when you're tired, so bad things happen.
Yeah. Tendency
So.
to go south pretty quick.
Yeah, and like the other night, I was my energy was up. I was like, yeah, and my mom was supposed to come over the next day, and so while she was doing her thing, scrubbing down whatever in my house she decided needed scrubbing, I was gonna work on my jewelry stuff and stay out of her way.
Uh-huh.
And that morning, I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and my stomach was all tore up, and I was just like, bleh, So I actually had to call her in the morning and ask her to come the next day, which was today. And then she didn't feel good today. She showed up, but she didn't stay. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going back to bed. I give up today.
Yeah.
So, but I try and make a little bit of progress every time I'm out in the room with all the supplies,
Yep.
So even if I'm not firing up the torch, I'm either sorting something or getting something organized or whatever. So that way I feel like I have accomplished something.
Indeed.
And Mr. Jim from Mountain Trails Gems and Jewelry,
Uh-huh.
he's gonna be doing another craft challenge.
Oh, okay.
So he picks out stones and he sends them to the people that sign up for the challenge, and then you make something with them. And I was like, where do we sign up for that? And he goes, calm down, I haven't organized it yet. I'm like, well, hurry up, I want in. And then everybody meets on someone's channel, probably like Hemlock Lady or something. And we auction off the things that we made.
Oh,
So
cool.
I thought that would be pretty cool. And if I haven't gotten anything designed myself or made myself by then that I feel is worth selling, then that'll be my dipping my toe into the selling world.
Yeah.
And
That's,
hopefully somebody likes it and buys it. I don't know.
yeah.
You know that self-doubt, Sandy, where you're like, you might love the piece you make, but will anybody else like it?
Yes.
And you always doubt your own work. Yeah. So,
Oh, always.
yeah.
Even after 45 years, I still think, is is the person going to like it? You
Yeah.
know, did I do what they wanted me to do? It's sometimes it's torture being an artist.
I agree. I agree. Because it's like, will somebody else appreciate both the piece itself and what's gone into it? Will they actually like it enough to buy it? And you doubt yourself, and Susanna goes through it too with her paintings. You
Yeah.
know, I think any artist that creates anything from the heart and the soul is going to be that way. Um,
Yeah.
so, and it doesn't matter because I can tell you, every piece I've ever seen you make has been gorgeous, and I can tell you that all day long. It's not going to make that self doubt go away.
That's true.
You know, and it's true, by the way. All the pieces that I've ever seen you make or presented that you've made are gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. My life goal is Sandy. Okay, that's my life goal. Hashtag life goals.
There you go. No, no, better than Sandy.
You mean there's
That's
better than Sandy?
yes, there is. There's a lot better than Sandy.
Where? Because I don't believe you.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
I
there's
was
a
gonna
lot.
I was gonna ask you because I noticed you just put glue in that. Do you
Yeah,
always glue your stones in?
no,
No.
I rarely do, but these, the way that
Mm-hmm.
they're cut real straight up and down on the sides,
Oh,
so
okay.
hold the bezel over on them.
I got you.
So just to make sure, I'm just gluing the darn things in and um, calling it good.
Yep. No, I understand that. I've never seen you glue a stone in, so that's why I was asking. Because I
Yeah,
know some jewelry artists always glue the stone in. And
yeah,
me, I'm like, I see costume pieces of jewelry where the metal might not be the high quality, but the stone is gorgeous,
yeah,
and I can tell it was glued in, and I'm like, Ugh.
yeah. Well, there's just like I said, there's some instances like this that I will do that.
Yeah, extra security, especially with a stone like turquoise. You don't want to lose any of those.
Yeah, and if you charge a decent amount for your piece, you don't want it falling apart on somebody. So
Right?
that's a little rude.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. A lot of people in my the group that I moderate on Facebook were having a problem with crystals falling off of their pieces
Uh huh.
because the crystals would just lay flat on the metal, and of course, if you catch it on anything, it pulls right off.
Right.
So the lady who owns the site, it's actually her business site. She created what she calls a crystal setter, and it's all it is a metal stamp, and it's just round on the end, like flat round, and it puts a divot in the metal so that you can put the flat back crystal in it, and it will set down below, so the edge of the crystal isn't on the surface.
Oh, okay.
And she made three different sizes, and she sells three different size Swarovski crystal flatbacks.
Hmm.
And I thought that was the coolest thing because somebody was using a really really small dapping tool
Yeah.
to make the dip, you know.
Yeah.
But this she designed specifically for those crystals. So I thought that was pretty inventive, and I was like, "Damn, girl, you go."
Well, the one thing that I haven't told you guys is to be a silversmith or a jeweler, you actually have to be somewhat of an engineer
Yeah.
because you get your idea and then you've got to reverse engineer it.
Mm-hmm.
you know. Okay, so this is what I want to end up with, but now how do I get from point A to point B?
Right.
And, I have made tools and all sorts of stuff to, accomplish just making one piece.
Mm-hmm.
So
What kind of glue is that?
it's um it's some stuff I got from China, and it's working out real good. It's called
Oh,
tree frog glue, and it seems to be once it sets, seems to be impervious to water and detergent and stuff like that. So
Nice.
wow.
Well, I know when I lived in the woods, we had tree frogs that stuck to our kitchen windows all the time, and you couldn't get those suckers off. So,
well, maybe that's named after it. It sure works pretty well.
Linda P in the chat said people's taste in jewelry is so different. Lately, I've taken a renewed interest in scarabs. They aren't popular now, but they sure were popular in the 50s. That's true.
Yeah,
Anything Egyptian was people went crazy over Egyptian style things in the 50s.
yeah,
And there are actually a lot of people that love scarabs. They're more in like a pagan community, but a lot of other people are taking interest in the scarab jewelry too.
yeah.
Me, I don't want to wear a bug. Sorry, unless it's like a
Yeah,
bee, because bees are good for your environment. If we don't have bees, we're not going to live because nothing will get pollinated and all the plants will die. So I
so
like bees.
remember when people used to wear, um, how do you pronounce it, chameleons?
Yeah, chameleons.
Yeah, they used to tie a string on it and then
Hmm.
wear it.
Yeah, they've done that with cockroaches too. Bedazzled the cockroaches with all kinds of precious jewels, and you wear it like a little pin chain. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
a cockroach? No,
Yep.
no.
The big ones, like the Madagascar cockroaches or whatever the little
Ah,
orientals are. I'm like, no.
Yuck.
ah, that's
I don't
great.
care if that. I don't care if that sucker's encrusted in diamonds. I'm not putting that on myself. No,
No,
because they're still alive. They're just on a little leash. I'm like, mm-mm, no,
that's gross.
yeah, ew, icky.
As people do gross things. Ah,
Yeah, I love how you use the leaf to make the veil. That was very cool because it carries over the leaf motif from on the pendant itself.
thank you.
Very cool. I like it.
Cool, cool. Yeah, and I like his glue because it doesn't stick everything together, and you've got a little bit of working time with it.
Yeah.
Get your thing
So
the
it
way you
sets
want
down real fast?
it. It doesn't set up real fast
It
at all,
doesn't. Okay.
so, so that you can, you know, work with your piece, get it to where you want it to be,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stick your fingers together either, which is kind of nice. Tough to work with your fingers
Linda, my
together.
dad had a beehive. And he only had one beehive. I don't know how many bees were in it, but he only had one beehive. And let me tell you, we had an excess of honey. We had so much honey in our basement. Winnie the Pooh would have had gone into a coma and died. Yeah, it was crazy. It's really cool how you get the honey out of the honeycombs though, because my dad once a year would rent a honeycomb spinner, and it's got slots, and you put the honeycombs into the frames and everything into the slots, and then you just turn it on, and it spins, and all the honey comes flying out of it.
Wow.
And then you just turn on the spigot and fill up your jars. Yeah,
Huh.
Oh.
pretty cool.
All
Those
right,
bees,
guys.
those bees didn't like me though.
I am extremely pleased with this one.
That is beautiful. Look at that.
Oh,
Well done, Sandy. So pretty.
yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I
I love the
turned out
veil on it too.
better, yeah, than what I thought. But I sure do like that.
I would actually applaud, but my hands hurt right now. But kudos to you, girl. That is a really sweet pendant. I like that.
Yeah,
Linda said it's gorgeous.
yeah. You guys did good.
Ooh, we
You
did, didn't
guys
we?
did. Yep.
Yeah, well done to us too.
Well, you talked me out of a ring and into a pendant.
I
Yeah, I
know
got
when
that,
when
Linda.
you asked that question, the first thing in my head was that I pictured someone wearing it like on their chest. So that's why I said
Uh-huh.
pendant because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what it said to me. So
yeah. Let's put it that way.
yeah, Mike said that's fantastic. Rise up, and Beth said very pretty. And Linda said you could tell your engineering background sure shows.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my brain just never stops.
I know that feeling.
Never stops.
What drives me crazy is I wish I was a better artist because then at least I could draw out my design ideas.
Uh-huh.
But what I see in my head never translates well onto paper, and it always looks like something a 5-year-old did. So I can write out a description of it, but I can't actually draw it.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know, um, when I first started, I didn't. You should see my sketchbooks. I'll just have a shape or a line in it
Yeah.
because I like this shape or this line, and I wanted
Mhm.
to incorporate it into something else. And it's okay. It's your sketchbook. It's your deal.
Right.
You know.
The problem is that like a couple of days later, I'll look at it and go, "What the hell was that?" I
Yeah.
don't even know what it is. So see, this
Yeah. You got to
John
put
and I work really
enough
well.
information,
Yeah.
on the page to so that you can go back to it and say, "Oh yeah, I remember. I was looking at this building and I saw a shadow or something that
Right.
you know got my juices going to think about making a whatever." You know.
Well, John and I worked well together because he was very artistic. That man could draw like you wouldn't even believe, and I'm able to use words to be very precisely descriptive. So all
Hmm.
I would have to do is tell him exactly what I'm seeing in my head, and he'd actually be able to draw it. Unfortunately, he decided to die, so
Oh.
I'm left without my artist. I'm like, hello. He did not have permission. Just saying. Uh-uh. But
Yeah.
it, it it did work well for a little while.
Yeah.
So
Well, they say nothing is forever, so
yeah,
there you go.
yeah, pretty much. So now I just have to keep all the designs in my head. So it's crowded.
Like I
It's
said, just grab you a sketchbook and put down a couple of lines and then use your words and
yeah.
describe. You can
Hey,
use
Deborah.
words in your sketchbook.
Right?
You're
Yeah, I know.
allowed.
I
You're
know.
allowed.
Timeless Jewels by Deborah is here. Said hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Deborah.
I will show you what we just completed today. Let's see, get over on this other camera. There.
Purdy purdy.
That's the piece that we finished up. We started it yesterday and then finished it up today.
That is so pretty. How much are you gonna start that at, Sandy, when you sell it?
Oh,
Because I'm
Probably
nosy like
about
that.
140.
What?
About 140.
Okay. For a minute, you cut out, and all I heard was 40, and I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Yeah,
No,
that's
and we're not going to start this one out at $1 either.
no. No, no, no. It is so beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And for the new people in here, that all the jewelry is for sale.
Yep.
If you would like it. So the landlord called me today,
Oh, yeah.
and all of a sudden he's nicey nice, and um, yes, it is. Rise up. It is for sale right now. Um, and so now he's all nicey nice, and gee, I hope you can get the house, and just total 360 from what he was.
So now he's saying that you can buy the house?
Yeah,
Do you think he might have had an offer, and that's why he was telling you had to get out and the offer fell through? So now he wants you to stay because otherwise he won't get any money?
probably.
I'd like to call your landlord. I got a few things I'd like to say to him.
Yeah, he's a jerk, but you know, I just really don't want to move again.
No, I
Not
understand that.
so.
Yeah, moving's hell.
I
And
think
especially
that,
with all the equipment and supplies you have, yeah,
yeah.
that'd be crazy.
Well, I moved out here in a 26-foot box truck from U-Haul, and I had one piece of furniture in it, which was a like a credenza type piece,
Hmm.
and the rest of that truck was filled with my shop. And I mean, from top to bottom, there wasn't a
Wow.
square inch that wasn't filled with something. And I
And
had
that was how long ago?
2 years.
So now you need like three of those trucks for all your supplies,
I
right?
did.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I have been researching it, and the USDA has um, a loan out there, either a direct loan or a guaranteed um, loan that I think I can qualify for.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
So I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
would definitely try for it then.
yeah, I'm gonna head over to the bank tomorrow morning and see if they handled those USDA loans, and um, the USDA puts some stipulations on it, and then the banks can pile on their requirements on top. So
Right.
if they don't pile on too many requirements, we'll be in good shape.
Cool. I will keep you on my candle, Sandy.
Yep, please do.
Positive energy and good juju.
Sure will.
And they only want what was it, 3.5% down.
Hmm.
So
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
Cool,
and
cool,
the
cool.
landlord, when we talked, he wanted 110 for the house. So
Is the house worth 110?
yeah, yeah.
Just checking to see if he's trying to jack you, you know.
Mhm.
No, I thought so at first, but looking at the other houses around here, it's worth it.
Okay. Well, you do have a wackadoodle neighbor living next door to you, so
Yeah, I do. And I don't know whether he could sell it with the wackadoodle neighbor.
Well, they'll appraise it too for you before
Yeah,
it all goes through. So,
just have Kent go outside blowing bubbles or something.
in the nude.
Kent's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Lee was in one of his episodes, and um, Kent said he took off out the front door without a stitch of clothes on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you thought it was the goats the dogs were barking at.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So, yes, Rise Up. It is for sale now. I'm sorry, I just saw your deal there.
140 starting.
Yeah. But
Unless you're Sandy's landlord, then it's 500.
yeah, that's yeah. I think it turned out extremely well.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I used to be huge into turquoise when I was a teenager. I mean, when I was in high school, I would hunt down turquoise at like every flea market or Christmas bazaar or whatever. I was constantly hunting for turquoise, and I kind of tapered off of that. So I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it's turquoise. But I do still love the stone because it's gorgeous. And that is beautiful. I would wear that because
Okay.
I am a jewelry snob, but I would.
So Rise Up is at 150.
Yep.
If
Go
anybody
light.
else wants to come in on it, let me know.
It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
May leave it open for a little while
Yeah.
and see if anybody else wants to bid on that. But yeah, I wasn't real sure if that was going to turn out the way I thought it was, but it did. So
Yeah, I really like it. And doing the veil with the leaf just I mean that enhanced it so much. I'm just like, oh, leaf. Leaf veil. I like that.
well, I kept looking at it, going, well, what kind of a veil am I going to put on this? And in my mind, nothing really worked very well
Aw,
except
peppers. Yeah.
extending, the same leaf going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can see you now.
Oh, pretty. Pretty
Yeah,
peppers.
yes,
Cat, nobody
indeed.
asked you. No one asked you. Hush. She's so opinionated.
So yeah, she uh, she just has to get FaceTime,
Yeah,
don't
you
you?
think, Sandy?
You just have to get
Sandy.
FaceTime.
My cat got jealous. Look at that.
Yeah,
She's like, nope, if that dog can be on camera, so can I.
there you go.
I have a
Yeah.
weenie dog in my lap.
Uh,
Yeah, my dog is usually like, don't point the camera at me. I don't like it.
yeah, no, this gal, she likes to be on camera.
Ooh, there's the puppers. That's my Simmy. She licks my elbow all the time. I don't know why. My dog is weird. But if I try and get her to stand up so everybody can see her, she's like, nope, and she'll go over to the opposite side of my bed and turn her back on me. She is
Oh,
not.
Weimaraner that tries to be a lap dog. Yeah, that could be a little dicey.
Yeah, that's a little crowded. Hey,
Yeah.
Joyce.
Hi,
Joyce
Joyce.
McCullough in the
Joy,
house. Hey, Joyce.
I'll show you what we got done.
Look at it. Isn't
This
it
is it.
beautiful? And so far, we have a bid of $150 on it. So if anybody wants in on that, put your bids in.
Yeah. A little different.
Beautiful.
Well, guys, I am really not up to starting anything else new today.
Well, it
So,
was hard work gluing all those pieces in there. No, I can
yeah,
understand that. You did a lot yesterday, so
Yeah.
yeah, and uh, we were in the shop until about 2 o'clock this morning. So, because I am in here other than the time that you guys see me.
right?
Yeah. So we had to tear apart my lapidary machine and put it back together so it would work right. So
Uh-oh.
yeah,
See, that's one
that's
thing I never delved into the lapidary work, which I mean, I can't afford the equipment, but
yeah,
I would love to be able to cut my own stones and shape them and do my the sizes or shapes that I want, but
yeah,
that's just too much for me,
yeah.
you know. So it's good that
Well,
I know people that have lapidary machines and do lapidary work. So if I absolutely have to, I'm sure that the people I know, I could send them something and they could cut it for me, right?
right, yeah. Um, Fortunately, I bought this stuff years ago, you
Yeah.
know, because I could not afford to replace it.
Oh no, Beth.
Oh,
That's
that's
horrible.
poor baby.
Oh, that's hard.
I'm sorry. It's so hard
Yeah,
losing one of your fur kids.
yeah. One of my kiddos is about ready to go across the Rainbow Bridge. She's 15 and blind and deaf, and uh, when I picked her up yesterday, a couple of times she yelped, and so something,
Oh,
To get an achy.
yeah, something's going on with her, and she, had the runs and that, so she may be headed home
I'm
soon.
sorry, honey.
Yeah, she was my first show dog. But she's had a good long life. 15 years is
Yeah, that's
good.
yeah for a
yeah.
papillion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Anyway,
Papillon or Papillion?
it's Papillon.
Papillon. Okay.
Yep.
I say it both ways. I just never know which way is. I've never looked up the pronunciation on it, which I probably should have. But
Yeah, it's Papillon.
yeah, because it's French, so the L's are silent and all that.
Yeah.
It means butterfly. I did know that.
Yep. All right, guys, I am gonna bounce out of here. So, Cody from
Anderson, South Carolina.
and Michelle.
Evener, Oklahoma.
All right, and I think I'm in Farron, Utah. No guarantee, but guys, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, don't just make a wish, make it happen. All right.